Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks once again, John the Greek, for his exceedingly wet race commentary. I'm sure we've all enjoyed that. One I didn't go out in, although I was sat in holding bay. It was dry when we went out. They had to clear the track, and 15 minutes into them doing that, unfortunately the heavens opened, and I decided that in valour the better part was discretion, and I was on dry tyres and just didn't fancy it somehow. So yeah. However, it's the rain has mostly eased off, but the track, as you can probably see from the live feed, has got standing water. So as far as I can see in the holding pen, everyone's on wets. I'm looking forward to one Ernest Tchoglu, John the Greek, not falling off on this race and bringing the bike home. I was probably slightly relieved that the engine hadn't gone bang, but it was him being a little exuberant on one of the corners on the way out. He claims he missed a gear. I think he went a bit fast over a rumble strip and went sideways. Fortunately, no damage to him or the machine. We understand that Andrew Sharkey is still waiting for an X-ray at Darlington Hospital, and wish him the best of luck. We've just found out, of course, that we've got his phone in the paddock, so I've been trying to phone him up and at least let him know that people are thinking about him. Okay, they're held for the warm-up lap. Steve Wright will be stopped. He pulled back into the paddock for some reason. I went back to his pit, and they'll stop, hold him until everyone else has gone past, then let him out, and he'll have to start from the back of the grid. Don't know what the issue was there. The bike sounded all right as he drove away, and sounds all right as he's driven back. So Steve out for some fun today. He's not completing a full season, so I guess he's not too worried. He'll have quite an enjoyable time scything through some of the other riders there to take his place towards the front. Okay, they're away. You can see the spray lifting up, mixing with the two-stroke oil. There is a certain amount of bravery here and it was certainly on the last race, braver than me, that's for sure. Going out with standing water, puddles, and tipping down with rain on dry tyres. Our dry tyres are intermediates, not slicks. We're not allowed those, and so as such they can cope with damp conditions, but they don't cope with the standing water. So yeah, but certainly on little 10-inch wheels, there's. Apart from John Woods, who of course is on a Galera runner-based machine, so that's 12-inch wheels. You really needed to know that. But yeah, 10-inch wheels, and in this sort of conditions, certainly with the amount of power that they're making, these Group 6 machines, the top 3 or 4, in excess of 40 horsepower. Tiny little short wheelbase, and most people who come from motorbikes and jump on a scooter can't believe how twitchy it is. You don't really have to reverse steer like you do a motorbike to get the big gyroscopic effect moving to you the way you want it around the corner. You've almost just got to think about where you want to go, and the bike will head in that direction. Certainly feels that way. Does mean that sometimes they can be a little bit squirrely. I'm just looking back when you can't see on the camera that they've just all come around sunny in, sunny out. Well, the last couple are. So I imagine they'll be coming round at the top shortly, and we can start the race. John the Greek, of course, on the last one before he crashed, opening out an incredible lead in only 2 laps. But it's no good if you don't finish, John. Mikey Bonnet taking it, with Graham Tatton closing him down towards the end. Graham is good in the wet. Mikey used to profess to hate the wet, but has had some good results in the last couple of years in the wet weather, and I think has sort of found some mojo there. We shall see how it goes, but certainly Graham is brave in the wet. John's probably got the acceleration and top speed to stay in front of him, but that's only probably. I can just about see that far down. It's quite a long circuit, this couple of miles. Very fast. Lovely in the dry weather, it has to be said. Okay, the flag at the back's been waved. They're happy with people's grids. And they're pointing to the lights walking off the track. Sudden cloud of smoke and annoyed angry wasp sound, and we're away. Okay, well they've let Steve Wright start from the front, which I'm surprised about. Mikey and John the Greek beating each other up through the first corner there, all safely through the first and into the complex this side through the chicane. John very quick through this chicane, doesn't back off at all, treats it as one corner and then turns after the chicane, and he's drawn level with Steve Wright, and Steve Wright's probably got about the same top speed, but John will get there a bit faster. And it looks like John, just as they go away from us, it looks like John the Greek has got into the corner first. That's where he crashed last time, so maybe he'll be a little bit slower around there this time. Nah, it's John, he'll just keep going. Okay, you're going to have to put up with me waffling for a bit or staying quiet, because we can't see them for a while until they begin to spread out. As I'm sure has been mentioned before, in this race we've got some of the stock class machines just getting extra track time. It's cheaper for a second race, so people take advantage of that. A lot of the production machines, the 4Es, are all out in this. My little bugger is so highly strung that I tend not to just take it out in the stock races, and it means you get the chance to hear my lovely voice. Ha ha. Okay, most of the field are through, sunny in, sunny out. I can just see them peeling around there, which means that our leaders will be, sniffing. Our leaders will be coming around the hairpin shortly at the end of this straight. I know from my bike at the beginning of the thing, RPM wise, I was pulling 94 at the before braking. So these guys will be going a bit quicker. So what do we got? Okay, John the Greek pulled out 100 feet. Steady, my friend. Dear God, that's fast. Steve Wright. Mikey Bonnet. Yeah, okay, so Mikey not feeling the wet in this situation. Steve going bloody well, actually. I'm not seeing Graham Tatton. No, that's Drew Duncan in fourth place. Followed by Damien Yates. Damien in close contact, and then the runner of John Woods losing out a little bit to him out of that corner. Damien Yates closing in as they go through the chicane, and it's sort of fairly even on the way down the away straight. 32, Sean Collinson. Well, Sean, I imagine, just enjoying himself, hopefully, not getting too soggy, working on his craft. Nothing approved, but having fun. Okay, I'm looking at right the other side of the track. We are sort of, it's an L shape if you like, and they come back around behind us. And I've just seen John the Greek and Steve Wright go through. Well, I'm assuming it's them, and it looks like Mikey's just going round now. So it looks like the two leaders have taken quite an advance. Well, we saw this happen last time, and the lead then dropped out a little. Perhaps I can encourage John some more to look behind him and work out where he is, and then race accordingly. He's out of the hairpin and down the straight, and I haven't seen Steve Wright yet. And he's going past the start finish as Steve Wright appears, so that's 200 feet in front, if not more, 300 now. He's John just needs to Yeah, that machine's quite crispy. He'll be hand covering the clutch, and as he comes out of corners, he'll be feathering the clutch to. Otherwise, with the power coming in, it will just spin the rear wheel, and he'll be on his bottom. And none of us want him on his bottom. Not twice in one day, anyway. It looks rather there like Damien Yates has got the better of that between him and Drew Duncan. Opened up a bit of a lead. John Woods keeping in touch with them, and Gavin Gray still inside. And 80. Go 80. 80 is, look at the angular lean on that boy. He doesn't seem to be afraid of the wet at all. I wish I had that kind of bravery. Or is that stupidity? I have no idea. Maybe I've fallen off once too often and know that it hurts a bit. But 80's certainly going well. And given the fact that Harry had some problems with his machine, it looks like 80's likely to, and Sharky, as we said, is out. 80's likely to win it by default again, as long as he finishes. Sean just coming into view. Now I know we're going to sit here and say, okay, Sean's right at the very back of the pack, he's lost touch with them, and it doesn't look very quick. I guarantee you, put him in at that speed in a bunch of road riders, and he's left you all for dead. It looks really slow. Okay, maybe apart from the top guys don't look slow, but in general, people are, well, we could do that. Don't think you could, actually. I've heard it once or twice where people have come out thinking they're going to be the next Valentino and show all us old boys, majority of us are, how to do it, and have got a bit of a rude shock. John just sticking a knee out there, drifting into the corner on the power. It doesn't seem to be slowing him down this wet much. The knee's almost skimming the tarmac, and I know how worn his tyres are. We didn't get a chance to get any new ones yet. Steve a little more circumspect through there. Sensible, he's not going to catch John. He's miles in front. He'll look across at Mikey at some point. There he went. And see Mikey coming down and decide that he doesn't need to push it. Mikey, however, is being reeled in. He's been reeled in by Damon Yates. That's brilliant. Well, go Damon. And he hasn't been, Drew Duncan's not letting him off. And I'd like to point out the fact that Drew hasn't been racing for about 2 or 3 years. And has just slipped straight back into it. He's no right to be this quick. Take it steady, 80, feather that clutch, my friend. Little short wheelbase, your power comes in when you're leant over. That'll be on you down on the side before you know it. He's happy to jerk crew, not let him get away. Hunting him down. It is fair to say that 80 is on a proper Group 5 machine, so that's an FRT BFA barrel, 150cc. On our dynos, I suspect that's pushing out 36, 38 horsepower, something like that. But coupled with the weight of a small frame, they're frisky, and that's probably underselling it. Not the sort of thing you want to try and drive on the road, actually. I suspect we'll be seeing John come back round shortly, as the field really are spread out now. The rain tends to be a great leveller, but on a track such as this with such long straights, and there are 3 enormous straights, the power of the engines just spreads the bikes out completely. Sean coming back through. And John now coming close on his heels, about to lap him. With the noise that machine makes, you can hear what he's up to, really, where he backs off, where he brakes. I would say that, actually, although he has opened up a bit of a lead, I think John's worked out the fact that he's nicely in front and has dialed back a little bit, because he was sort of taking 100, 200 feet a lap out, and that seems to be held between. But I think Mikey's put quite a fast one in, because it has to be said that we had Damon very close to him, but I can't see Damon's bike turning up. Nope. Okay, we seem to have been missing a couple of them. Hopefully they haven't been coming together. John Woods, lovely machine. Well, it has to be said that AD is getting in his sights. Oh no, well there's Drew Duncan. He's way back from where he was. They've been hunted down by Jer Crew. So we've definitely lost Damien Yates somewhere. I hope that's due to a mechanical rather than a crash. Wendy talking about wet leathers. Yeah, she's right about that. We do not want him putting soggy leathers on tomorrow. That is not pleasant. Gary Smythe. John Holt. Yeah, it has got a little bit dull, this race. I think John is totally in charge. Takes the checkered flag. There he goes. First place, John the Greek. Well done, sir. Brilliant. I don't have to really tell him off. Well done, John. Congratulations. Well done, Steve. I mean, honestly, the two of them just pulled in, and Mikey is now coming down the start-finish straight to take the checkered flag. But Mikey's done what he had to do. Put it on the podium in a relaxed style, in soggy weather where you don't want to be skating along on your bottom. Well done, Mikey. Actually, that it wasn't. Okay, here's Mikey. That was Sean. They've still done what was needed. You can see about the gap. I mean, these guys are already disrobing in the paddock. Some of the skills in the wet are incredible. Well, that looks like AD's got in front of John Woods. But, well, I'm not seeing John. Go AD. Technically, that's 2 wins in one day. We'll take our victories where we find them. Drew Duncan, 83, Jeremy Crew, Jer Crew. Okay, well at that point, that's the last scooter race for the day. We will be back again tomorrow. John will be guiding you through the stock race, and I'll be taking you through the supers. Thanks for joining us. Hi Stuart, by the way. Sam Booth, hi. Alexander Van Dyke, everyone's well, we hope, yeah. Points make prizes, they do indeed. And come on Damon, well sadly something's happened to him, hasn't it? We shall see. I'm sure he's okay. Thank you guys for joining us, we'll see you shortly.